So, Mark, that'd be a good idea after our recent video looking at M&A Overview to sit down again after what's been a busy couple of months for the team. I think it's safe to say that a highlight for both of us was the ASOS deal we worked on. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, it was a brilliant deal to be involved in. As you know, it was involved by a client selling his iGaming company to Better Collective, you're a Danish sports and digital media company. A significant deal for the region. We could talk about this because it's in the public domain. So the value, 42 million euros. A big chunk paid in cash on completion, and then the balance being settled by way of some consideration shares in the Danish buyer.
Fantastic, yeah. As I say, it was a very good deal to work on, but it did have certain challenges. Do you want to discuss a little bit what they were?
Yeah, I mean, I think generally speaking, the deal went reasonably smoothly. I think some of the logistical challenges around the fact that we obviously had to use our contacts in Copenhagen for some specialist Danish advice, and that was because of the shares that were being issued to our clients were being issued in a Danish buyer. It was actually dual listed, so they were listed on the Nasdaq in Sweden and also in Denmark. So inevitably, just some challenges around coordinating the advice to make sure it's as streamlined as possible. The timescale became quite challenging, but I think generally speaking, it was a smooth deal to work on. I think my concerns around the structure in terms of the locked box mechanism, my personal experience of those has been mixed. But on this transaction, it was pretty smooth. As you know, with a lockbox mechanism, that's a way when the price is fixed at a particular date, reasonably close to completion. Between that date and completion, probably one of three things can happen. The business performs exactly as it has done previously. It performs better than it has done during that period, or performs worse during that period. In theory, there shouldn't be a difference or any adjustment to the purchase price because it has been fixed at a particular date. That said, I've been involved in a transaction previously where business didn't perform quite as well during that period between the lockbox date and completion. The buyer then sought to renegotiate purchase price, which wasn't particularly well received with the seller, and obviously that deal collapsed. So I've always been slightly apprehensive about lockbox mechanisms just based on my experience of them, rather than the more traditional completion accounts route. But that said, on this particular deal, it was very slow.
I think that highlights the importance of us obviously becoming involved as early as possible alongside a good corporate finance advisor as well. And just I suppose in terms of general market trends, we mentioned in the last video that we were seeing an upward trend in employee ownership trusts, which is kind of the other end of the spectrum from the deal you were just mentioning. And again, I continue to see that and complete a couple for clients. Are you seeing any other trends in the market at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've been very busy on a few management buyouts. I think that, and I know this from speaking to the clients concerned, and that's across a variety of sectors. One's medical supplies, the other one's health, fitness, and nutrition. But speaking to both those clients in particular, the driver has been the budget, and that has accelerated their plans. I just think there is a little bit of uncertainty around what's going to be announced on the 30th. And I think if you haven't found a buyer already, then it might be a little bit tight to get the transaction done if any proposed tax changes were announced with immediate effect without any kind of grace period. But I think if you've got a management buyout already in the pipeline, certainly what we're seeing is those timelines have been accelerated to get the deal done in good time for the budget on the 30th of October.
Absolutely. But obviously we've got the Dealmakers coming up, and we're glad to see that we got a nomination for Firm of the Year in corporate law firm category, which is pleasing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's always nice to be nominated again in that category. The one which I know you haven't mentioned is obviously you have been nominated personally for Emerging Dealmaker of the Year, which I think personally speaking, I think is very well deserved. And then fantastic achievement and no recognition of the work you've done. So so best of luck for the Dealmakers event.
Thanks for mentioning that, and I look forward to sitting down again in a few months for another update.